We've been saying for the last few days, if they're down 2-0, this is an entirely different level of urgency. But let's just live in a world right now where Klay Thompson does not play tonight or is significantly hampered. It feels to me like this is the championship for Toronto. They have to win a game on the road, right? And when are they going to do it if they're not going to do it tonight?
If they don't win this game tonight, I don't think they have a chance. I think this is the one game that you have to win. If Klay Thompson is a little bit questionable, not having Kevin Durant on the floor, not having Kevon Looney on the floor, you can play a different style of matchup defensively against Stephen Curry. You force Boogie Cousins to beat you in the half court potentially. This is a must-win scenario for the Raptors.
I totally agree also. This is a must-win situation for the Raptors on the road. The others have to step up. You're going to see a heady dose of pick-and-roll situations. And look, Kawhi Leonard has to take advantage of this situation. The best defenders on the opposing team, Andre Iguodala, and then you also have Klay that's hobbled right now. You have to attack that.
Yeah, there's two different ways to look at it because it impacts them on both ends of the floor. People will focus primarily on what they lose offensively, not having Klay. But the point you're making is a good one. The defense that Klay plays is also critically important, and they will miss that.
I not only think they have to win this one, I think they have to get 2 on the road.
The Raptors
I think you have to, because I think Game 5, if you're talking about Kevin Durant coming back, Game 4, if you're talking about Klay Thompson coming back, finding his rhythm, if all these guys start to find their rhythm in Game 5, then that turns into a different kind of fight where I think that Golden State has a major advantage.
So Klay hasn't been out long. We'll see what winds up happening with the hamstring. Of course, he just got hurt the other day. KD's been out a month. Is it realistic to expect him to come back, having missed as much time as he has? From everything we've been told, he hasn't practiced at all. They've already officially ruled him out for tonight. Expect him to walk right back out there and be Kevin Durant just like that?
I don't think he can come back immediately and be Kevin Durant and hit the ground running, but I'll say this, 70% of Kevin Durant is a perennial all-star on this stage. I think that is enough to get them over the hump, and they can get this series.
70% of Kevin Durant is still a top 10 player in the league.
Yes.
I mean, you much rather have Kevin Durant on the floor, even if it's a matter of spacing, CB. Yeah. Just his ability to knock down shots is better than what you have in Alfonso McKinney.
Speaking of spacing, that's the reason why Klay elected to still play in Game 3, because he knows he's a shot maker, not just a shot taker.
It changes the entire perspective of the game tonight if he's able to go. But again, you put him out on the floor and he tweaks that thing, and now all of a sudden he's gone for the remainder of the series. Sometimes you sacrifice one battle to win a war.
I still think he shouldn't play in tonight's game. I'd rather Klay have 4 days of rest than just a day and a half. Let's also remember that they traveled to get back to the Bay that night. So that's still like a day that your body's recovering from that. 4 days is way better than 2.
Laura, as I send it to you, it's worth considering also that they have not made a decision officially. They've not announced a decision on Klay. They have on KD, and that's an interesting storyline here as well.
Yeah, we really noticed that in DJ and RJ over here. We talked about this earlier today before our show, and DJ, you brought up an interesting point. Steve Kerr announces yesterday with Game 3 tonight that we're not going to see Kevin Durant, and obviously Klay Thompson's questionable. What did you think about that? The fact that he would go ahead and just give the Raptors that information?
Well, I thought it was premature, because if I'm Steve Kerr, I've already put out a statement that Kevin Durant is going to practice on Tuesday, and depending on how he looks, will tell you if he's going to be available for Wednesday night's Game 3. So Toronto doesn't know what he did in practice, so why tell them right away, look, Kevin Durant's out. Let them get their mind focused on Kevin Durant might play, and then you go from there.
Well, I just feel like Kevin Durant's been out a month, right? Whether he plays or doesn't play, I think Toronto does a pretty good job, especially with their defenses. I don't think that they're going to be distracted by if he's probable, not probable. I don't know how much their game plan will change until they actually say that he's in. So I don't think that it's that big of a deal for them to actually switch things up and just be like, no, he's out. He's been out for a month. He's still out.
Yeah, there is a little bit of pressure, obviously, potentially from the gambling side of things from the NBA. Any thoughts on that as to maybe that's why Steve Kerr just comes out and says, hey, this is exactly what's happening?
Well, I think when you get to the NBA Finals, I think it's more about the integrity of basketball, right? And you just want to say, hey, we're out, because I don't want my guys looking over their shoulders. I don't want my coaching staff trying to figure it out. I'm only focused on one thing, that's games and trying to win it. But yes, there are implications when you start getting more into this.
Okay, obviously Steph Curry and Draymond tonight will shoulder a lot of the load for the Warriors.
Yes.
But if the Warriors win tonight, Damon, without KD and without Klay Thompson, let's say he doesn't play, who has to step up? Who is responsible for that win?
Well, I think Alfonso McKinney, I think he's going to be in the starting lineup if Klay Thompson doesn't play. And my guy, I've been saying it for 2 days, RJ, Quinn Cook.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
DJ is not capable of saying Quinn Cook's name without saying it
that
like
way.
that.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, no, I think he's right. I think it's got to be done by committee. Boogie Cousins has to build off of what he did in Game 2. I think we need to see a little bit more from Andre. Hopefully, that big shot that can kind of get him going. So if you're losing those two guys, it's got to be done by committee. Not one person could replace a Klay Thompson.